I have been with my partner for almost 5 years, and the way he is behaving 1% of the time is making me want to break up with him. Posted by you/no_extension 1446. I, 24F, have been with my partner, 29M, for almost 5 years now. We bought our first home and spent months renovating it, and we moved in together 12 months ago. When we first met, we had running in common, that's how we met. But about 2 years ago, I got an injury in my foot that is a permanent one and means I can no longer run. We no longer have a thing in common or to do together. We go for walks together and dinners out, etc., but not a hobby or activity that we can enjoy as a couple. That's honestly not a major thing for me. I enjoy the things we do together. I'm a fairly independent person and keep myself busy in many other ways with my work, horse, and the gym, but he has found it a little harder, as he lives a quieter life and wishes we had more time together. But here is the real reason I'm questioning everything. 99% of the time, he is a gentle, calm, funny, caring, sweet person who would do anything for me, but that 1% of the time. He has pretty bad anger issues and his behavior has been getting worse. I made it clear in the beginning that if we had any issues with each other, we needed to talk it out so we could work through the problem and not build up resentment, and he agreed. But that hasn't been happening. Things will be going well, as far as I understand, then one day, out of the blue, he blows up. On 4 occasions this year alone, things around the house have been broken, dents in the new kitchen bench, he slammed the front door and it split up the middle and the handle came off, broken a drawer in the dishwasher from slamming it, and his latest incident on Christmas Eve, he threw knives at the wall. Each time I wasn't home, I would get a phone call where he would scream, swear at me, and demand I come home so we could talk about why he was feeling so angry. I would come home and he would scream, verbally abuse me some more, and tell me about the damage he's done. This latest incident has rocked me. Knives at the wall, WTF. I told him this is so far from okay, and he gets defensive and says things along the lines of, I did it while I was angry and it's not like I threw it at a person. That sent chills down my spine. He has thrown pillows at me once and pushed me once as well. I'm not physically scared of him, I am stronger and fitter than he is, but that is so not the point for me. And honestly, I don't even disagree with what the issues were that made him angry in the first place, but this could have been discussed in a calm, mature manner, not screaming, swearing at me, and breaking stuff. There have been many incidents this year that I won't go into, as it will take too long, but he has an inability to handle minor stresses, which makes me seriously question whether there is a future with him. Imagine if we had a kid. I know for a fact he wouldn't cope, especially with zero sleep. But again, 99% of the time, he is wonderful and would do anything for me. I know he loves me. Are these blow-ups something we can work through, or is this a sign of escalation, something I need to run from now? /relevant comments. Commenter. Has he always had occasional outbursts like this? Is this behavior new for him, or is it just becoming more frequent? Has he been evaluated by a doctor to see if anything medical is causing his outbursts of anger? If the destructive episodes are not new and have been going on to some degree for the 5 years you have been together, you should take the escalation as a sign that it's time to leave. Ops response. I have seen him have a blow-up with his sister and mother before we moved in together. He and his sister did start throwing hands in the argument I saw, and he had a bruise on his arm. He has had mental health troubles in the past. He has been on medication for the last couple of years. He tried to come off them at the start of the year, but I demanded he go back on them, as his moods became very unstable. Commenter 2. Good Lord. Get out of there. You saw him fighting physically with his sister, and you still moved in. Now he's thrown knives and insists that no matter what you're doing, you need to come home and be a target for this behavior. He's violent and controlling, and probably mentally ill. Unless you have a death wish, get out of there. And follow the advice to make a plan, secure your valuables, switch your paycheck to an account in your name only, etc. I would be sick and stay home one day, and be gone by the time he gets home from work. Additional info from Up. The part that's hard is the reasons he's angry are my fault. Albeit, I didn't realize they were an issue for him, as he would always say it was fine or he didn't mind. But I probably haven't been treating him well. I'm no angel in this. Things like leaving mess around the house, running late everywhere, not spending much time with him as I get caught up in my own day-to-day, then I'm exhausted when I get home. He has been spotting me and taking more of a financial load since I tried to start my own business. He fully supported this as I stepped away from my full-time job, but it hasn't taken off. All things, when you lay it out, I completely understand why this would be frustrating. I should step up more as a partner. The problem is how he says things are fine day to day, then has a big blow-up, and the fact they are getting increasingly worse. I wonder if a little more context helps you guys understand why I'm finding it hard to know what to do. It's not a black and white situation. I've hurt him, and this is how it comes out? Commenter 3. We all hurt and disappoint each other. It's part of being a human being in a relationship. He is allowed to be hurt or upset, as are you. He may have some built-up resentment, I get it. But he is not allowed to break and throw things, nor throw you against a wall. That is out of hand and scary. We express ourselves through words, discussion, therapy, etc. We are taught that from preschool for a reason. He has a serious problem, and you are in danger. Additional info from UP. These incidents aren't super regular, like every few months, which makes it not a clear-cut decision for me. My parents are incredible, and are now aware of what's happened over the last 12 months. I do plan on speaking to his parents as well, out of respect to them. I think they should know how their son has been behaving. If we do break up, it's going to destroy him. They will need to be involved, I feel, so nothing happens. But again, I'm really struggling with the decision. Commenter 4. Be strong, walk away, and let him go. This man is wearing a mask. You need to put a camera in your home and see what he really is saying behind your back about you, because if he is throwing knives at the wall then calls you, in his mind you are the issue and you are the problem. He's fronting with a smile, but his heart is another way towards you, sis. Run and don't look back. Update 10 days later. Well, it's certainly been a week. First off, I want to thank everyone who's commented on my post. Nearly everyone said I needed to end things, and end things I did. It's been a long and stressful 1 to 2 weeks, but I'm feeling 10x lighter now. I didn't realize how bad things were, but when everything was all written out in the post, and with everyone saying his behavior is so far from normal, it made me realize there really wasn't a question anymore about trying to save the relationship. My gut was right, I cannot stay with him. Based on the circumstances and the fact we live within 10 minutes of both our families, and some other reasons, just disappearing from the house wasn't really an option. I spoke to his parents, as I was going to need their help on the day of the breakup to keep both me safe, to make sure he leaves, and that he didn't do anything stupid to himself. He doesn't have mental health issues but has threatened to unalive himself more than once when he was angry, not getting his way, etc. His parents were horrified when I told them what had been happening over the last 12 months and took me at my word. They said they would help me any way they could and have him move back home with them so they can get him the help he desperately needs. The hardest part about it was his parents were heading away for a week interstate, which meant I was in the horrible limbo of knowing the relationship was over and wanting nothing to do with him, but needing to keep things appearing normal, so as to not trigger another rage-filled blow-up. Last thing I needed was to have him catching on to my plans. I know some will say I should have just left and not waited for his parents to come home, or just stayed somewhere else until they do, but it honestly didn't feel like an option in this circumstance. I also didn't feel to be in any danger, as we were in that honeymoon phase after his blow-up where he acts like nothing ever happened and is super kind to me. Probably trying to make up for it, and maybe part of the reason I've stayed in this situation as long as I have. The day of the breakup went as well as it could. I had spent the morning out with one of my oldest friends and had been talking to both mine and his parents so we could all be there at the same time to get him out of the house. My friend left, and honestly, things went as well as they could have. Still a breakup, so it felt awful, but he didn't try anything because of the support around me. His parents took him home, and all his belongings went with him. I'm still in the house but have changed the locks and added extra security measures so I feel safe. He has stayed away and I have had no contact from him. Now I'm contacting family lawyers so we can begin the process of dividing assets and dealing with the house. Thank you again for everyone's support with this, it's seriously appreciated. I feel so much better and ready to move on with my life, away from him. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Proud of you, Op. That sounds like it took so much strength to plan all that out and follow through. Having his parents on your side was clutch, honestly, it probably saved you from a way messier situation. Hope the lawyer stuff goes smoothly, and you can finally breathe easy. Commenter 2. Feels so rare to see a story where parents acknowledge that their child is abusive and step in to help correct things. I'm glad things went as smoothly as they did for you. Best of luck with your next chapter.